EA Sports coverage of the National Football League brings us to one of the great cities of the world, London, England.
The kicker, Dustin Hopkins, set to get this one going. And we are underway here in London.
And out a little across the 25 to the 27. To throw on the first play, McCarthy over the middle and complete to Addison.
And his play caller does a nice job of giving him an easy throw to start this drive, and he takes advantage of it. The completion sets up a manageable second down.
From the 34-yard line, here's 2nd and 3. On play action, McCarthy. That's complete to Justin Jefferson. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. Good work after the catch, going to net them 23 and a first.
Well, I think when they look at their offense, they think to themselves, weapons, weapons everywhere, and they want to move the ball around. They want to spread it to different people, but you absolutely know they want to get this man involved as well, and that's what they just did on that play.
Now a first down carry by Jones. And down to the 36-yard line here. A solid run on first down, gain of 7, leaves him with a 2nd and 3. Well, you often say that sort of opens the playbook now, 2nd and short. What do you think, early shot here?
I like where you're going. Obviously, we've been together for a while because you know me. I want to take that shot early and loosen things up.
2nd down, another shot for Jones.
And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. Call that a loss of a yard, and things get a little more difficult here, 3rd and 5.
That's a really alert defense there because they saw the heavy look come in from the offense, countered it with extra linebackers who brought a little bit of speed and heft, and able to really make a big-time play for their defense.
They'll go play action. Here's McCarthy.
Rolling to his right. And he's just going to be short here, barely, maybe by a half a foot. It'll be 4th and inches.
That looked great when he first took off because, in my mind, there was room to run, and he had the marker in his sight. But I certainly didn't expect him to close so quickly, and neither did he. They got to him just in time, and now that forced him to make a decision with his 4th down call.
And his kick is indeed good. And the Vikings have a 3-0 lead.
Had just the one big play on the drive, but that was enough to put him in field goal range.
Yeah, one big play of what they hope will be many others throughout the game. Every team has a different target for the number of plays like that, those explosives that we talk about. That allowed them to put points on the board on that drive. Let's see how the rest of the game goes.
Minnesota's kick team ready, and the Vikings boom it away.
And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line.
And now Cleveland geared up to take the field. So 1st and 10 now from the 30.
They will start this drive with Ford.
And that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield. How about Jonathan Allen there pushing upfield to make the stop behind the line?
I think sometimes when you're trying to get after the quarterback, maybe it's better to be lucky than great. Because I think on that one, he's just trying to get upfield and rush the passer. Instead, the tackle for the loss landed right in his lap.
They'll run it. Here's the rookie from Ohio State. And he'll get a couple up to the 29. Well done to sniff that out defensively. He had it diagnosed pretty quickly.
I love that description because diagnosed is perfect on that one. Read his keys, made the play, and he couldn't even get going moving the football.
What do they have for this? 3rd and 11.
Operating from the gun, Sanders. This short pass into the hands of Njoku. And this play going to be stopped in its tracks at the 32, and obviously well short of the first down.
Only 2 yards, and it'll be a punt on their opening possession.
Excellent job there defensively. Gave up the underneath to the tight end on 3rd down, and they made sure that they did their job. Got him on the ground and prevented him picking up a 1st down.
And Bojorquez on to punt as he gets it away. Taking it about the 16. Good coverage there. An even 50-yard punt leads to a return of 5. And the Vikings will take over here 1st and 10. The Vikings taking the field here for their 2nd drive of the game. They've got a 3-0 lead and the football as they start 1st and 10. Looking to throw McCarthy. A quick throw there going to be batted away and incomplete.
Well, he certainly thought he had a window to push that ball downfield, but as soon as he released the throw, the corner was there to slam that window shut.
Second and 10. They'll run. This is Jordan Mason.
And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. No gain on that one as it brings up a 3rd and 10. Looked like he was trying to bounce it outside, but no success.
Yeah, sometimes you got to just figure out where you're going to go, and sometimes you just have to take it to another spot. In trying to get it outside, the defensive pursuit was there and just ran him down.
3rd down from the gun, McCarthy. He's got his target. That's complete. He's to the 15.
Touchdown, Vikings!
Justin Jefferson.
79 yards.
And they are able to add on to their advantage.
As a former DB, you might not like to see that, but from a wide receiver's perspective, those are the plays they dream of.
Correct on both counts, all right? Because once he took off, I mean, let's face it, that should have been done in Big Sky Country. Aren't any speed limits out there? And off he went. Glad I wasn't the one trying to chase him.
Point after, right down the middle. And the lead grows to 10-0.
So an early 10-0 lead for them now as they kick it away. The lane opens here. He's past the 30. And a good return, able to get out across the 35 to the 36.
Second drive coming up here for Cleveland as they return to the field on offense.
They'll look to get something started. They need to, down 10-0 early as they've got it 1st and 10. Throwing to start the drive. Sanders. Throw right side is going to be caught by Judy.
That'll go for a gain of 7. And it's 2nd down.
Back to throw. Sanders. Oh, he'll air this one deep for Judy.
And this is taken in at the 5. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Browns touchdown.
Jerry Judy.
56 yards.
And the Browns are able to strike quickly here as they are in for 6. Boy, just zero hesitation from the rookie passer there, partner. He is coming out firing in this opening quarter.
And all the talk leading into this game was that pass rush talking about challenging this guy, getting into his grill, getting into his space. And how about him? Might be his first year in the NFL, but I don't see any fear in him at all. How about that big-time throw right out of the gate?
Following the touchdown, Dustin Hopkins will kick it away.
And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line.
The Vikings offense now heading out to take over.
This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown on their last time out, looking to repeat that in Charles's defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways because you know they're both motivated, they both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game. Well, on that one, they go with a play fake, CD, but I don't think anybody really was fooled. All eyes were fixated on the quarterback, and they got him to the ground.
And to run this play successfully, you've got to make sure that everyone is doing their part. You actually have to sell this play. You've got to sell the run action. Otherwise, why do you stop at the running back? You just run straight for the quarterback and put him on the ground.
Third down, now even tougher. 3rd and 13 after that loss of a yard. It looked like the defense, they were ready for that one.
Really left him almost no room to work after catching the ball. He could throw every move in the book at him. They were there, and they tackle him for a loss.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw.
That ball nearly intercepted, but he could not hang on. Oh, pick there certainly would have been nice. Instead, at least, it'll be 4th down.
Well, they came up with points in their first 2 possessions, but it looks like they'll come up empty here on their 3rd drive. The defense finally starting to get locked into them a little bit. Might have to go a little bit deeper into their playbook on their next possession.
On 4th down, the punt team is on as this is sent away. That'll be a 43-yard punt, just a single yard on the return. And the Browns will take over, 1st and 10. Heading out as the Cleveland offense now as they get set to take over here. And they'll just simply be looking to build off the confidence of the last time out where they scored a touchdown.
And confidence is powerful, isn't it? When you've scored once, you feel like you can go back out there and get it done again. Doesn't matter what the defense throws at them. They feel like they're in a groove right now, and they want to get out there and show it.
Yeah, hoping to stay in that groove here this go-around. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. 1st down yardage on the first play of the drive. Give him 14.
And you're starting to sense the momentum possibly changing just a little here. You get the touchdown in your previous drive, then you force a punt, and now this is a good positive play here to start this drive. And you can just sense the tide starting to turn here in a 1-score game.
And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard.
Someone's looking fresh, and this O-line is definitely licking their chops. Everyone likes to run block. If you're an offensive lineman, nice early burst, nice gain too.
From the 43, here's 2nd and a yard.
Off play action. Sanders. Throw left side, caught by the tight end, Njoku. And he'll be out just a yard or 2 shy of the 30. 2nd catch for him today, and it'll wind up a 1st down.
2nd and short, that's a rundown, so it's definitely a good time to go play action if you're feeling it. And they do so and pick up a 1st down.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. And he'll manage to pick up about 4. It's 2nd down.
And that was a quality play to start a new set of downs. That was simply an offensive line winning the battle up front and winning in a big way and giving their guy in the backfield a nice lane to hit.
And they'll work from the 29 on 2nd and 6.
Operating from the gun, Sanders. This short pass into the hands of Njoku. A busy first quarter. His 3rd catch of the afternoon is a 1st down.
Many different ways to create space, but on that play, he did it with that big, wide body of his. Didn't get a whole lot of yardage on the play, but it did what it was supposed to, pick up a 1st down.
Now on 1st down, he'll drop to throw it. And he overshot him there. It's out of bounds, incomplete.
Zone coverage there, and they were playing deep. That makes it obviously a little bit harder to run by guys. And that time, there was not much of a window to get the ball in there, and it winds up incomplete.
Here's 2nd and 10.
Looking to throw. Sanders. And he comes back with one complete.
That'll leave them with a 3rd and 2 coming up. They got 8 yards there.
Well, if you do read man coverage, Brandon, the drag route's a pretty good one to run against it because you're running away from people on it.
They're trying to keep the drive going. This will be play number 8. It's 3rd and 2. One back in the backfield. He'll get the carry. And he is going to have a Browns first down. At least it appears that way. And he got it by maybe the length of a football.
3rd and 2, right? So this is a situation where low man has got to win at the line of scrimmage. But it's not just the low man winning. It's the low man who's winning with some force. And they had that to pick up the first down.
Barely picking it up, but they did. And that is incomplete. Oh, the coverage a little too good there, and it's 2nd down.
Excellent defensive effort to get to him and provide a little contact before the catch could be made cleanly.
Now it's 2nd and 10. The handoff to Ford up the middle. He'll get this down inside the 10 for a pickup of about 3.
Well, that call makes sense because they've been throwing it well on this drive, and once again, they show passing formation, showing the shotgun. Then they ran out of it. That's a nice play by them defensively, though, to hold it to a short gain.
Here comes 3rd down and 7. Operating from the gun, Sanders. And down he goes. Pressure gets him back at the 14. And that'll bring up 4th down on a big sack with a loss of 5.
We're talking about how teams are so competitively matched and you just want to make those plays that give you an advantage. How about right here? The difference between letting them score a touchdown versus holding them to a field goal? That's absolutely huge with the play he just made.
And you know he hated taking the loss there on 3rd down. Hopkins' kick is good, and that will knot us up at 10. So they put together a good little drive there, but ultimately stalling out in the red zone.
Yeah, I know a lot of people look at it as a little bit of a negative. They didn't get 6 points out of it, right? Didn't get the touchdown. But that's actually okay. They got 3 points, able to give their defense a little bit of rest, let them settle down over there. So all in all, to me, that's a good drive.
All level now at 10 apiece as the kick's away. Oh, a good-looking return set up here. And able to break this out all the way to the 38-yard line. Great return. And the Vikings now heading on to the field. And these guys definitely hoping for a better showing than their last appearance. They couldn't really even move the football much beyond the shadows of their own goalpost, Charles. We'll see if they can get a better, more sustained drive going here.
Yeah, and every team that we ever talk to says the exact same thing. When you start a drive from that deep in your own territory, the goal is a minimum of at least 2 first downs, because even if you have to punt then, you change the field position, right? You flip the field a little bit. They didn't get that done. This time they want to string together a nice drive and help themselves out.
He'll get 8 on the scramble there. It'll be 2nd and a couple.
This early in the game, it's all about making steady progress downfield, hoping to lead to early points. And you can do it with your actual play calls or sometimes something a little more improvised, as we just saw there.
10-10 our score after 1 on EA Sports. The Vikings with the football here to begin the 2nd quarter. Ball spotted at the 45. Here's 2nd and a couple. An inside give to Jones. Evades the tackler, and now some space. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. Give him 18 there and give the Vikings a first down. Veteran running back like him, we've seen a lot of those chunk carries in his career.
And that's why you don't just look at his birth certificate and decide when a guy is done, right? Because you know as well as I do, in this league, as soon as you hit 30, they're looking to let you go if you're a running back. Sometimes there's a little tread left on the tires.
And they'll keep on the ground with Jones. Down at the 35, it'll be 2nd down.
Oh, that's a real nice job there by the defensive front. They just engaged and held their ground. But how about the guy who made the play? We often talk about whether they take a good first step or not. Many times you just don't take any step. Just get your feet moving, get your body going, and then once he made the read, he was able to make the play.
To the air with McCarthy. Going underneath, he's got Hawkinson. Give him a gain of 5 on the completion. And this will wind up being a 3rd and 3.
Looked like the screen pass was taken away there, but what a nice job improvising, finding other options, and completing the pass anyway.
This offense so far on 3rd down, just 1 for 3 thus far. This time it's 3rd and 3. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he will have a Vikings first down as they convert on 3rd and 3 with a nice gain of 7 yards.
That was a route run not just with dexterity, but with intelligence. Found the hole in the zone, made sure the quarterback saw him, and was able to make the sure catch and flip the down marker back to 1.
Mason going to get it on first down. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down.
Yeah, I don't know if it's exactly a win-win, but if you're on offense, you'll take that kind of a run, all right? It was kind of stacked up, found a little bit of yardage, and frankly, they're pretty close to staying on schedule on offense. The playbook is still open for the coordinator.
Back to the ground, this time with Jones. Looking for a crease, can't find one. Stopped at the line of scrimmage. Officially no gain on the play, and they're left with a 3rd and 8.
I know that speed is the hallmark of today's NFL game, but the key to good rushing defense is still having your linebackers set the edge.
8th play of the drive forthcoming, and they need 8 yards on 3rd down. Throwing is McCarthy. Finding Hawkinson here on the out route. And they work this near the 5. He'll be stopped at the 6. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
And that could be one of those turning point plays in a ball game. A field goal gets you the lead here, but they want to make a statement and get 6 points. And they're certainly going to get that opportunity as they get the conversion and set up 1st and goal.
Here's McCarthy. Drops it to Jones in the flat. And he'll be brought down here at the 3-yard line. He'll get only 2 there, and it's 2nd and goal.
I know it was a gain, but you have to sense probably a little bit of disappointment there because when it's out there in open space, I think they expect to get more out of a play, don't you?
Especially when you're getting it to your guy out of the backfield. You're expecting him to be able to create something, be a little more shifty.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Good open field tackling held it to an okay gain.
Toward the pylon, but it's incomplete.
Boy, that was lockdown coverage there. He's scanning for someone to come open. But that was great work to blanket everyone. And in the end, he's just got to throw it away.
How about this Browns defense they've held so far? This is now 3rd and goal. McCarthy, he'll set to throw it. Steps away to his left. And he will score. Touchdown, Vikings. J.J. McCarthy, a 3-yard touchdown run, and the Vikings have taken the lead. They were looking to pass the ball there, but they forgot to account for the man with the football.
Yeah, I can hear people right now saying, well, why don't you have a spy in your defense, someone who will dance with him and go where he goes? Well, oftentimes if you utilize a spy, you've taken away someone in coverage as well. And oftentimes, the spy, not as athletic as the guy he's trying to keep up with, so he gets defeated anyway.
And he turns 3rd and goal into a touchdown. Minnesota's kick team ready, and the Vikings boom it away. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28. The Browns set and ready to go on offense. Their drive last time, it stalled out. They were forced to take the short field goal.
And the key phrase, you nailed it, forced to, because you know coaches look at these short field goals as a last resort, right? To them, that's not how drives are supposed to end. You're supposed to put 6 on the board. That's a consolation prize. Like going to the county fair, you don't get the big stuffed animal on that one, do you?
No, you don't go top shelf. That's bottom shelf material. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4.
They'd love to just strike back with a touchdown right here, and if it's a long play, so be it. But the main goal get a couple of first downs, run some plays, run some clock, allow their defense to get a chance to catch their breath, settle down, and relax a little bit after they just gave up a score.
And they get Jack Conklin there, the right tackle. The false start hurts him there a bit. Backs him up to 2nd and 9. Back to throw. Sanders. This short pass into the hands of Njoku. And he takes this up to the 40-yard line before being corralled. Catch number 4 for him on the afternoon, and it'll give him a first down.
Good strong throw and catch right there. And so far in this game, the alleys have been open for them to get completions, and they're taking advantage of it.
On first down, they'll go to the ground attack. And slow going there as he'll only get a yard, maybe, up to the 41.
Whenever we talk about the best strong safeties, one word constantly comes up, and that's instincts. Being able to diagnose run or pass and make the appropriate moves.
He crashed down hard there. He was ready for that running play. 2nd and 9 now. He'll get this complete to Tillman. And they'll get to him after a gain of 7 to the 47. A couple extra tight ends in the formation here as they line up 3rd and 2. One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. And he gets it down to the 48, enough for the first. They get 5 out of that one, and it moves the chains.
But it wasn't a goal line situation, but how about the goal line formation on 3rd and short? They went in, went heavy. No surprise on who was going to get the football. How about the power exhibited there?
Yeah, that was just put a hat on a hat, drive forward. Nice job to pick it up. Running game working. They'll stick with it on first down. And just no chance of turning the corner. He can only get back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10 coming up. Out on the edge, you love to have cornerbacks like that can bring them down in the run game.
And you're also exposed to everyone. It really becomes a one-on-one play, doesn't it? You're out there by yourself on the edge. The best ones know how to make the play, and we just saw an example of it right there.
And there just continues to be nowhere to run. He's bottled up again at the line of scrimmage. No gain that time, and it leaves him with 3rd and 11 coming up.
Absolutely love the effort there. The ability to flow from his inside spot and stop that one at the line of scrimmage. Nice linebacker play.
On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. He's going to hit his man out of the backfield, complete. And a nice job there defensively. They get him to the ground short of the first, right around the 42. That one good for only 6, and it leaves him with a 4th down.
How about that strategy there, Brandon? 3rd down, they just said, we've got faith in our tacklers. We'll give you the short stuff, and just decided to protect the sticks. So every time I hear fans telling me tackling's not a part of the game anymore, plays like that, I can clip and save and show them you have to tackle well if you want to be a good defense.
Now the Vikings offense works their way back onto the field. They'll start out on the ground with Jones. And the reinforcements come in as they're going to stop him behind the line. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
On running plays, linemen, of course, have their assignments. That's expected. But it's not often you're expecting to see a cornerback blitzing in run support and tackling the runner for a loss.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. Now McCarthy. Open man is Jalen Naylor. And he'll be corralled right around the 34. First connection there of the afternoon for those two, and it's good for a first down.
You can see the time and effort and thought that they've put into their passing game because it was evident right there. It looks like a simple pitch and catch, but you and I both know that they have planned for this and worked hard to make it happen.
McCarthy operating from the gun. And he's got this to Jefferson. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. 17 more yards on that one as they keep the drive rolling. So in the second quarter, he's already up over 100 yards receiving now.
And isn't 100 the magic number for a really good game for a receiver? So he got a chance to really shatter that and have a profound effect on this game.
They'll look to throw now on first down. And this one right back into the hands of Jefferson. And a 6-yard gain gets him right around the 43.
He decided to run a hitch route. It really helps to have a guy who can turn it loose. And, boy, he rifled one in there on that one. Not much run after catch, but it worked really well.
Line of scrimmage, the 43 on 2nd and 4. To the air again, McCarthy. That's to the left side where he's got Naylor. And he'll get maybe a couple before he's taken down, as that will take us to the 2-minute warning.
Again, he'll drop to throw.
He's got his running back out of the backfield. And he will have the Vikings first down by a couple of yards as they're able to get 4 there on 3rd and 2.
As an unbiased observer, I think it would have been interesting to see what they would have done if they hadn't gotten the first down there. But since they did, I guess the point is moot.
And they're right there in that middle ground, field goal range, punt, go for it. But as you said, they pick. And the Browns' pressure gets to him that time, and he's going to go down.
The pressure from multiple guys there as they bury him for a big 9-yard loss. Boy, every time I see speed like that off the edge, Charles, I just don't know how these offensive linemen do it. I would think that they would get called for holding every play, and maybe they should have been called for holding on that one.
Yeah, maybe not just holding, but sometimes you end up setting back in the offensive backfield a little bit farther to try and help you with the edge. That's a penalty as well. Sometimes you overset, they'll come inside of you. That's what speed does. It disrupts an offense. And right now, you've got to pay attention to this edge rusher on every single down.
Need something from deep in the bag of tricks here after 1st and 2nd down went backwards. It's 3rd and very long. Again, it's Jones. No gain there on the play, and that's going to leave him with a 4th down.
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
So on 4th down, on is the punter, Ryan Wright.
His first punt, 45 yards. This looks good as well. And no return here. Where will they spot it? They say just outside the 20-yard line.
The Browns going to go on offense one final time in this first half.
And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
They'll indeed try to run it out as they start on the ground. And he'll just burrow his way back to the line of scrimmage, and that's about it.
Byron Murphy there on the tackle.
And that'll do it for the end of the second quarter. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. As they say here in London, all to play for as we are back underway in the second half.
And able to take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line.
Here's the Browns offense now getting set to start off this third quarter.
And they're still very much in this game, although they do trail. What's the game plan, Charles, for the second half?
It might be a little counterintuitive because most people will think losing equals passing the ball more, but I'd establish the running game. They kind of went away from it in the first half. I think if they get back in balance, it'll help them when they put the ball back in the air.
Tackle by Jonathan Grenard.
Well, sometimes you just have to give credit to the defense. Great job there at the point of attack, holding up. They won their battles at the line of scrimmage, left him no space to try and run. A really nice job swarming to the ball carrier.
Looking to throw. Sanders. This short pass into the hands of Njoku. And now look at this. Big gain, but a fumble. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. So they escape, so to speak, maintaining the football. Defensively, though, opportunity miss.
It definitely was, because that's all defenses talk about. Getting the football and either advancing it the other way or just getting possession and turning it over to their offense. That can be a little bit deflating. You're exactly right. A lost opportunity.
And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. Jonathan Allen, the talented lineman, planning him for the sack.
Now that was a passer's nightmare. The front door totally shut down by the defense, so he kept going backwards, hoping to find another avenue of escape. It didn't exist.
And the job becomes twice as difficult now. After the sack, it's 2nd and 20. They'll let the QB keep it here off the option. And nothing doing here as this time the run maybe gets him back to the line of scrimmage, but that's it. Call it no gain on the keeper, and it's going to bring up a 3rd down. Well, for that being an option play, there really weren't too many options available for him, were there?
No, there weren't, and at least he was able to get back to the line of scrimmage, so they didn't lose anything, but you're exactly right. Nowhere to go.
Sanders from the gun on 3rd down. And that is incomplete.
And so many times we look at the opening drive of the 3rd quarter as a tone setter, and many coaches do emphasize it, and that's a strong performance there defensively to force incompletion and, more importantly, force a quick punting situation.
The Browns send out their punter now as he'll come on to kick this one away. And he gets it away, a directional kick going toward the sideline. And no return possible here as they angle this one out of bounds. It's the Vikings' turn on offense. We get ready for their first possession of the 2nd half. They'll start the drive with a carry by Jones. And he's going to lose yardage here. Back to his own 18. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down. Carry over from the first half. That defensive line continues to control the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, they're actually playing the game in the offense's backfield. They're taking those offensive linemen and pushing them back towards the quarterback and towards the runners. I still don't think, though, that you abandon the running game totally, because if you do, you're asking for a lot more hits on your QB.
Gets it up around the 22 and no further. Did show some power on the run, but not a whole lot of room. 4 yards on the pickup there, and now they're left with a 3rd and 8. In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
Yeah, and they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin, too.
That is caught. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. A gain of 19 and picking up the 1st.
Whenever we talk about moving the sticks and controlling the football, there's a great example right there. Those are the 3rd downs you need to convert to win football games. We're in the 3rd quarter of this one, and this is a tight one. In order to maintain pace, keep the ball away from the other team, and put points on the board, those are the plays they need to continue to convert.
And he'll work it across midfield inside the 45. Another 1st down as they call his number again. He's got 15 yards here.
And that play came together really well for them as he found open space, makes the catch, and gets down to the 1-yard line. You know he's kicking himself right now. He thought he had a chance to get a touchdown and put that in his ledger. Instead, his team gets a chance to cash in over these next few plays.
Completes this to Addison out left. Short completion, just 4 yards, and it'll be 2nd down.
Well, that's what you're looking for when you're wanting to throw the ball downfield. You want one of those guys who can play out on the perimeter, can play out wide, who can not only get open, but when they're covered, can uncover themselves downfield and create catches.
Up the middle, Jones. And he's going to get it down to the 33-yard line here. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a 1st down.
Running lanes were at a premium in the first half, but he's able to find some room there, and he's hoping that that's a precursor of a big second half.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. Back to throw. McCarthy.
Complete. Jefferson the target.
And down inside the 15 he goes. Another good completion on the drive as the Vikings have a 1st down.
What a drive this has been, just chewing up the yardage. And here's one of their best plays yet as they finally get down into the red zone and look to finish this off with 6.
They'll look to throw here on 1st down.
Slant route, and he's got Addison.
And he's taken down at the 7 after a gain of 7.
Nothing fancy on 1st down, but a very consistent type of a play. Hit that slant. A lot of people call it an extension of the running game, and it can be if that pass is completed, because you hit a guy on the run like that, he often can go for big yardage.
Sets him up nicely for 2nd down, staying ahead of schedule.
Looking to throw McCarthy.
And it'll be intercepted.
Picked up by Denzel Ward. And the Browns are going to take possession here. It's a touchback, and they'll take over at the 20-yard line.
They'll start on the ground here on 1st down. And a good physical run that time. He's going to wind up gaining 5 on that one.
Brandon, 5 yards on that run. Let's get back to the huddle and make sure if you're a back, you spend time with your offensive line and give them credit. Hard to move those 300-plus pounders at the line of scrimmage, and they did for a significant chunk of yardage.
And they'll keep leaning on the running game. Back to the ground. Trying to turn the corner, but they string him out and stop him at the line of scrimmage. They'll say no gain on the play there, and now it'll be 3rd down.
When we talk about defenders, specifically linebackers, keeping their eyes in the right spot, he had that eye down the entire time.
And you know that's not easily done because they throw a lot of misdirection at you. They try and fool you and get your eyes in the wrong place. But you're right about that one. He correctly figured that one out and made a really nice play.
They call his number again. It's his 6th catch and a 1st down.
At first glance, I thought he just used his size in order to win the route. But he also had a little subtle move in there as well. Made the defender think he was going one direction and was able to track the ball in another.
On 1st down, they'll go to the ground attack. And he is swallowed up right at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down. And he got off the end there very quickly to make that play.
Yeah, it was almost like the bullet train, wasn't it? I mean, just zoom. Quick, quick, quick. And what a terrific play, holding them to no gain.
And they'll give him another shot here on the ground.
And he'll get this to about the 34, a gain of just 3.
I do know from experience that when you slow down someone's running game, you're now doing the dictating on defense. And guess what? Now you're getting ready to tee off on their quarterback because they have to throw it all the time. But you still have to be alert for the draws and other plays of that nature and make sure you don't get hurt.
From the gun on 3rd down, Sanders. The Vikings after him, and they get there for the sack.
Jonathan Allen able to get in there for his 2nd sack of the afternoon. And you get the feeling, Charles, yeah, he's got the 2 sacks now, but he may get more here. We still got a quarter and then some to go.
And the way that he is playing this game, it reminds me of one of the best golfers in the world who can use every club in the bag and make a great shot. That's what he's doing with his pass rush moves right now, showing a little bit of everything. They have no way of stopping him.
So possession goes over here on the punt.
And it will be Vikings ball, 1st and 10.
And now out comes Minnesota.
In a close game like this, Charles, those interceptions like they had on the last drive could be costly, but here they've got another opportunity to seize control of this game.
And they'd better take advantage of it because otherwise, if they end up losing by 1 score, they'll relive this over and over and over until they have another opportunity to wipe it away.
And that's good for a pickup of 10 yards. And that'll leave them with a 2nd and just a few inches left.
Doesn't matter whether it's a zone coverage or a man coverage, the drag route can be effective when it's run well.
They still need about the length of the football here, maybe a little less as they come up on 2nd and inches. From the shotgun, McCarthy.
Caught on the right side by Jones. And he'll be brought down shy of the 40 at the 38-yard line. Only a gain of a yard, but that's all they needed.
Well, that was a pretty favorable situation there. What would you call that? Second and manageable? Smart play, too. Didn't force it downfield when he didn't have it. Just checked it down, let him get the first down, and that's exactly what he did.
On play action, McCarthy.
Rolling to his left. And some room to work. The coverage may be too good that time as he breaks away for 19 with his legs and a first down.
Evident there that he learned his lesson from the last drive. No way he was going to force a throw that time. When nothing broke open, kept it, and ended up running for a first down himself.
So a 1st and 10 upcoming from Browns territory now at the 44-yard line.
Going underneath, he's got Hawkinson.
They'll wind up getting just a yard, and it's 2nd down.
As a defense, you're more balanced when you're in zone coverage because you're able to keep your eyes on the quarterback and see the play develop in front of you. They're able to keep the quick pass in front of them and stop it right at the line of scrimmage.
2nd and 9.
Looking to throw.
McCarthy. Open man is Naylor. He's got it.
Call it a gain of 6 on the play. And now we've got a 3rd down and 3.
That's now 4 completions in a row. A good bounce back following the interception last drive.
Certainly not letting it affect him, that's for sure. And we all know interceptions are going to happen. So the big trick, don't let it affect you going forward. Most of the good quarterbacks, they just tell the ball boy, get that one out of the rotation, give me a fresh ball, and let's go. He's got his offense moving again.
Welcome back now here in London. It's the Vikings in possession of the football and the lead. They'll be looking to add to that total as we begin quarter number 4. On 3rd and short, they'll try and pick it up through the air.
Able to find the open man. That's complete.
And he will score. Touchdown, Vikings.
Jalen Naylor.
37 yards.
And the Vikings have opened up a 2-touchdown lead here in this 4th quarter. Well, that's certainly going to bump up the old win probability index because now it's a 2-score game here in the 4th quarter.
Yeah, you're taking me into that deep water now. Win probability index. This game's definitely not over. We're not looking at a 0.5% or something. It's just 2 scores. But the way that this team has played, to me, what I've seen, they absolutely deserve to win this game. They've been the better team by far throughout.
Minnesota's kick team ready, and the Vikings booming away.
And he'll go down as this drive will start at the 25-yard line. Cleveland offense making their way out. See if they can put this drive in the end zone, Charles, because it's been a little bit of a rough go at times. They've had to punt the football a ton in this ball game because of stalled-out drives.
So are you saying that you're kind of tired of seeing the punter run out there and do his thing during this game? Is that what you're trying to say?
Well, I mean, I'm okay with it. I have a feeling that this offense, they don't want to see the punter again.
And frankly, the punter doesn't want to run out there anymore himself. He would love to see his offense put together a drive and give his leg a rest.
Defenses always talk about earning the right to rush the passer on 3rd down. And you know what offenses want? Win 1st down so they can set things up for themselves better.
And that wasn't helpful there. Not a big impact on 1st down. Here's 2nd and 8.
Pass caught. He's got Tillman.
And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 2nd catch for him today, and it'll wind up a 1st down. 4th quarter, every drive's so critical, and you figure may only get one more shot after this, so a touchdown's imperative on this drive.
It is, but you also have to think to yourself in play calling, don't hold anything back. Don't save it for the 2nd touchdown. You've got the 1st one for the 2nd one to even matter.
That to the right sideline, and it falls incomplete.
Well, if you're going to give out a little applause on that play, it has to go to the defense. More good work by them. They've taken away the passing lanes all game long, and you can see the frustration that it's causing. because he just about threw that one into the first row.
He'll try again with the arm here on second down.
Over the middle, complete to Judy.
5 yards. Now it's 3rd and 5. You got the big lead defensively. Willing to give him that underneath stuff, right?
And this is why you work on your tackling. Tackle them after the catch, inbounds, keep the clock running. Just go ahead and bleed the game out that way.
The Browns on 3rd down. They've converted 3 times in 8 chances. This will be 3rd and 5.
Right back to Judy, and it's complete.
And he's able to take it across midfield before going out of bounds. The result, only 4 yards there on the play. And that's going to make it 4th down. He got out of bounds. That's a good thing, but still short of the first.
And now, since this brings up 4th down, the defensive play caller, grab your nerves, because now you don't want to be so amped up that you give them a first down by getting out of your lanes, but you also don't want to just lay back and let them have it easily.
He only needed a yard, but he couldn't even get back to the line of scrimmage. And this defense will take over right at midfield. So good starting field position for him here as they come up 1st and 10, just shy of midfield at the 49. They'll start this drive out on the ground. And he's going to take this across the 50 into Browns territory. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
And for the defense, this is a spot where you don't want to totally sell out to stop the run, but you do have a pretty good idea of what you're going to see. And that's good work right there to keep them in check on that first down carry.
Working out of the gun is McCarthy.
Over the middle, and it's incomplete.
I see the surprise in your face there, partner. That is a rare incompletion from him. He's been on point this entire game.
He has percentage completion-wise way up, not that time. So the failure to connect on 2nd down, that leaves him staring up here at a 3rd and 8.
McCarthy, he'll set to throw it. He's got his target. That's complete.
And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. 5th catch of the afternoon, and that gives him a first down.
Well, normally you might say start running the football. You've got the lead here in the 4th quarter, but the way that they've passed it with such success, I don't know, maybe keep throwing it.
Yeah, I think you brought up something that goes against conventional wisdom, right? In this stage of the game, you would think you would switch to a running attack, but you're exactly right. They've thrown it so well throughout the game. And trusting this quarterback, I think you continue to do so. Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
And Jefferson's going to have the Vikings first down as the tackle is made right at the 25-yard line.
And the throw and the catch were just fine, but against zone coverage, when you run a drag route, what you're hoping for is he makes the catch and makes someone miss, and they don't there. Very difficult route to run when everyone has their eyes back towards the quarterback and they're able to see the route develop.
And not much of a hole there as he gets it down to about the 24-yard line. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
Early down stuff to put this offense in a precarious position. We know that securing the point of attack, especially against the big-bodied guys in the middle of this D, has got to be priority 1.
Well, they'll run it here on the jet sweep.
Oh, and this one may need to go back to the drawing board. He's going to be swallowed up right away.
It'll be a gain of 5, but still about 3 yards shy of the first down marker, and now it's 3rd down.
Let's just make this one succinct. Nice job there. All 11 guys on defense diagnosing the jet sweep and putting it down.
There go play action. Here's McCarthy.
And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down.
A loss of 3 on the sack made by multiple defenders.
What a nice read and play by the defensive tackle. Never bought the play action fake. Went right for the quarterback and put him on the ground.
Now the Vikings will send out the special teams crew here for a field goal try. This to make it a 3-score game late. And
Kick is good, and that will extend their lead even further. So that almost certainly the final piece to this puzzle, a 3-score lead. I don't think there's any coming back from there.
Well, you know, normally I'd get on you for giving up on the game right here, but I do think you're right in this case. This late in the game, 2 scores is tough enough. 3, I'm with you. That seems out of the question.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. The Browns set to take over. And the complexion of this one has really changed a fair amount. That last field goal makes it a 3-score game, so they need points in a hurry with time dwindling in the 4th quarter. To throw is Sanders. Throwing to start the drive. And he'll be tackled right on the chalk of the 45. That play going for 16 yards to start the drive. First down.
Well, I can put my defensive cap on right now, and I know they're saying don't give up any big plays now. They've controlled this game throughout, and all they want to do is see it through to the end. I think they let their guard down a little bit with that last completion. Sometimes when you're trying not to give up bigger plays, you don't react as fast as you should on other throws.
Right back to Njoku. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. Back-to-back receptions for him, and it's another first down. Well, those are the types of plays they probably wish they had made more of in the first 3 quarters. And this deficit going to be tough to overcome here in the 4th. But a nice first down and a pickup on that throw.
Yeah, and this is where as coaches, you're looking for effort and execution, even though the scoreboard is going against you. You want to find out who's going to fight, who's going to scrap, who's going to keep their heads up and continue to play.
He was unable to shake free there, and they'll cover him for a loss of a yard.
We're always talking about the athleticism we see from these guys on the field. How about the intelligence as well? He recognized that there was a screen pass on that one, broke off his pass rush, and got back to tackle the running back. That's great scouting and great reaction.
They'll wind up with positive yardage. It's a gain of 3, but now it's 3rd down.
Well, it certainly appears to me that the defensive guys are starting to look a little bit tired, while he still has some fresh legs. Not the biggest gain we've seen on a scramble, but still some positive yardage on a play that initially looked like a sure win for the defense.
On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And this is going to turn into another first down as the tackle is made at the Vikings 30. 13 yards to pick up there. Good for a Cleveland first. A 3-score game here late. You can probably rule out the comeback, but certainly some kind of a moral victory to be had if they can get a few more points to close things out. And to that end, a nice pass play there to push things downfield.
Yeah, and we know in this league, a loss is a loss, and no one wants anything to count as a moral victory or, boy, something that feels a little bit cheap. But if they trim that lead down to just 2 scores, that's still a benefit to this squad. Not too many offenses want to turn down long drives, but when you're down what they are, they've got to pay it off with some points.
2nd and 9 now. And this will be incomplete.
They lead big, and a major part of that has been how they've taken their play to a whole new level this second half. No points allowed since the break, and you can add another incompletion to the total number that they forced in this runaway contest.
Now play number 8 on this drive, and they need 9 yards to pick up the first on 3rd. One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. And he'll go out of bounds in the red zone just inside the 20. 47 yards rushing for him now on 17 carries.
Yeah, once more, strong running, excellent blocking at the point of attack. They've got a nice little drive brewing right here.
So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10. Right back to him on 1st down. And they'll work this down to the 15 for a pickup of 4.
Typically, we think it's the strong safeties that are better tacklers, especially closer to the line of scrimmage amidst traffic. But in this case, how about the free safety coming up and making the big-time play?
2nd down and 6 now. Operating from the gun, Sanders. That is incomplete.
That's coverage you'd expect to see in a tie game late. Not in a lopsided game like this. They are not letting up.
So they need 6 yards here on third down. They're 2 for 2 on third down tries so far on this drive. One back in the backfield. He'll get the carry. And he picks up the first as he's able to take it down to the 7-yard line. It's a 7-yard gain and good enough to move the chains.
I definitely like the play call. You don't expect it on 3rd and 5, 3rd and 6, do you? You expect a pass play. Had a little courage there to call the run, and boy, they were successful.
Back to throw. Sanders. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back. Complete. And he'll be brought down here at the 3-yard line. That'll bring up 2nd and goal after the gain of 5. He's already proven to be a factor in the running game on this drive. Now he gets involved in the passing game.
I think what we're seeing here is the modern version of workhorse in the NFL, being able to run it and catch it with equal proficiency.
And this throw incomplete. Now the defender all over him that time, but it's going to lead to 3rd down.
As soon as he leaked out and began his route, someone on the defensive side broke with him and arrived just in time to separate him from another reception.
This likely a must-have. 3rd and goal. Now receiver in motion left. Now a fake on the jet sweep, and they'll instead run up the middle. And he takes this one in for a Brown score. A 3-yard touchdown run. And the Browns have got it back to a 2-score game here in the 4th. So 4th quarter touchdown there, back to a 2-score game, but time is not their ally.
No, it's not, partner. They still have a pulse, but it's probably a little weak right now. A lot of things have to go right in these final 2 minutes plus for them. I think they have to be thinking onside kick here, and we know how difficult those are to recover.
They'll try and run for it. And not only will he not get in, he's going to lose yardage. They stuff him back at the 4. They're turned away on 4th and goal. And the Vikings, they come up big down near the goal line. They're coming out with a jumbo package to start the drive. And now a fake on the jet sweep and a give to Jones. And he'll find a little space. He gets us up near the 10. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on 1st down. Good gain there on 1st down. It keeps him in a running situation probably.
They did everything right on that play, didn't they? They got the leverage up front, good blocking, nice hole for him. Ends up picking up nice yardage, stays in bounds to keep the clock rolling. They are in charge of this scenario right now. They want to stay that way.
And not in any rush offensively. And just not much to be had there. 1 yard out to the 10. Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
Here is 3rd down and 4. To the air with McCarthy. He's got his man, T.J. Hockenson. And he will have a Vikings 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. He's been the go-to guy. They needed a big play there on 3rd down. Went his way. It worked out.
Doesn't matter whether they've scouted it or that they think he's going to get the ball. He has a knack for finding his way open and completing the connection.
So it's a win for the Vikings, and it was thanks in large part to the play of their 2nd-year quarterback.
Yeah, he did a little bit of everything, didn't he? He had 2 touchdown passes through the air, another one on the ground, and that defense, they really had no answer for many of their drives.
So that'll do it for us. For my partner, Charles Davis, and all the hard-working men and women on our crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL right here on EA Sports. With that, we say cheerio from London.